Alright, what's up, YouTube? Today we're going to talk about why perfection is fucking up your life. Trying to be perfect, always trying to be perfect, is not helping you. It's actually a protecting mechanism that you're using to keep yourself safe, but it's messing up your progress. Let me explain you why. When you trying to be perfect, you saying, I want to be perfect, so when I'm doing my project, when I'm doing my valued actions, I'm safe. I'm not gonna get judged by the audience. I'm not gonna get hurt. I'm not gonna get embarrassed. And most people are on a self-help addiction where they continuously look for more and more self-help and knowledge so they can avoid doing the things that they value because they're scared of the uncertainty and the anxiety and the thoughts of, oh, what if they judge us? We're not ready yet. We need to read more books. We need to heal our trauma first so we can do our YouTube videos or TikTok videos or podcasts or anything that you're doing. So you saying, oh, I want to be perfect first is actually a pattern that the thoughts, the brain gives you. Remember when we talked about cognitive diffusion? If you don't know what cognitive diffusion is, it comes from acceptance and commitment therapy. It's just very simple. It's the differentiation between you and your brain. Most people are identified with their thoughts and emotions. So they think, I'm not good enough. But in reality, the thought that comes up that says you're not good enough is coming from a trauma in the past that you got taught in your family, business, your relationships, or in school, maybe you got bullied. So we want to show the brain, because the brain's language is behavior, that these old patterns aren't relevant anymore. So to show the brain that these old patterns aren't relevant anymore, we have to do the actions that the brain tells us we have to be perfect for. We have to be we're not ready yet. We have to heal our trauma. We have to do all those things to do those actions, which is in reality just a protecting mechanism. So forget about perfection. What you want to do instead is make things messy. People, they usually want to have a clean plate to start things. They want to have clean feelings. They want to have clean thoughts to start their projects. They want to have a feeling of confidence, for example. Now, I'm explaining you why this is backwards and why the brain, when you are chasing a feeling of confidence, gives you actually more insecurity. So let's say you have a feeling of insecurity about making a podcast or whatever passion you have. So the feeling of insecurity is there, and some coach on the internet says, I'm gonna give you techniques so you can be confident, so then after you're confident, you can do the things that you want to do. This is nonsense and stupid, and I'll tell you why. When you teach the brain, we need this certain feeling of confidence to live our lives. The brain is going to be like, okay, I do understand. I'm your brain, I'm your best friend. You just taught me that we need this certain feeling of confidence to do the things that we value. And if we don't have the feeling of confidence to do the things that we value, we cannot do the things that we value. So I'm gonna make sure, because I'm your best friend, the brain, I'm gonna make sure that we are not doing anything with a different feeling than confidence. So my job is to look for all the reasons why we're not confident, and then you will only do the thing that you want to do when you're confident. Paradoxically, the brain will give you all the thoughts and emotions of insecurity, all the thoughts, all the reasons why you're not good enough, because it wants to protect you. You say to the brain, we can only do this thing if we have the feeling of confidence, which causes the brain to freak out. It's like, okay, I gotta protect you. Now, instead, we want to teach our brain that we trust ourselves. We want to teach our brain that we can do any actions with any feelings and thoughts. So the lies that those coaches telling you, or those whoever therapists, psychologists tell you of, oh, you need to have confidence first, and I'll give you confidence, and we're looking for the feeling of confidence to do the things that you value. Forget about that. Instead, you want to say, okay, I can have this feeling of insecurity. That's the pattern. It comes from the past somewhere. I don't know how to find out where it comes from, but I can have this feeling of insecurity, and I'm going to do step by step the actions that the brain tells me we cannot do. This is why cognitive diffusion is so important, because you can literally talk out loud to your brain. Okay, brain, Everybody's going to laugh at us. Tomorrow there's going to be an article in the newspaper how embarrassed we are on TikTok. And I'm going to make this video now. The more you do that, you can literally substitute brain with little child. You take that screaming little child. The little child is screaming, no, you're not ready yet. You need to heal trauma first. You need to do all these things. You take this little child by the hand while it's screaming. You're not identified with the little child. You have compassion with it. You understand that those feelings and thoughts is the little child screaming at you that you're not ready yet, not good enough. You've been bullied. You've been judged. And you take that little child by the hand because you are the adult now. You are the adult now. And you take that little child by the hand and you take it into the situations that you want to spend your time on. You take it to do the actions. You take it to do the podcast. And you make it based on your valued actions, based on the things you're excited about, based on your interests. You share yourself in a way that you value. You share your interest in the videos that you create, no matter what the thoughts are saying. And this is how you show the brain, the little child, that we don't care about the old patterns anymore. We care about the things that we want to do. So that's why you want to make it messy. And a cheat code, the most important thing, this is what I always teach my clients, is you want to start in the beginning of the day. Because if you start in the beginning of the day to follow those thoughts, to check the phone, to check the urges, to do compulsions, to procrastinate, you are showing the brain, that's what we're going to do today. And your brain's like, okay, let me give you more doubts. Let me give you more thoughts. Let me give you, because you engage with the rumination. You must love it. It's your toy. You play with it. Let me give you more thoughts and emotions that you can ruminate with. And you spend time on the emotional addictive engine, on the fixing feelings and thoughts engine, which you show the brain. That's what you love. You love spending your life on fixing feelings and thoughts. And then the brain's like, I'm your best friend. I want to support you in your favorite hobby, which is fixing feelings and thoughts. Let me give you more feelings and thoughts. So instead, you want to wake up, no matter with this, maybe anxiety right away, because the brain already knows you love to play with anxiety. There's thoughts of not being ready yet, not being good enough, or there can be urges like thoughts of what's on Twitter, what's on X, what's on YouTube, or what are my friends doing on Instagram? Did my ex text me? Did my boyfriend text me? All of that is being reactive. And if you teach your brain that you love being reactive, the brain gives you the same patterns. So we want to be proactive. That's why the day before, even the week before, you can schedule out what's the first thing you do first thing in the morning. What do you want to grow? What do you want to spend your time on? You say, okay, first thing in the morning, I'm going to the gym because I want to grow my physical fitness. And you wake up, there's anxiety, there's thoughts, talk to it, and you can talk out loud to your brain. No, brain, we're going to the gym right now. We're walking right now, brain. No, we're not talking. We're going to the gym. We're making this video on TikTok with any thoughts and emotions. You want to show that little child, you want to show that your brain that you're doing the TikTok, the Instagram, your project, your business, going to school, talking to the guy or girl that you like, with any emotions and thoughts. You want to show the brain that it can trust you. You want to show the little child that it can trust you. Because if not, the brain needs to take charge, and then it takes charge with all the old patterns. So this is why you want to forget about perfection, and you want to make things messy. You want to just add more healthy actions. Don't make the measure of success how you feel. Don't make the measure of success trying to chase pleasures or happiness. The paradox is the more you chase happiness, the less happiness you will have. Make the measure of success doing more valued actions with any emotions and thoughts. And the importance here is that you do the valued actions outside of your head, not inside of your head, which means you mindfully focus on the valued actions while you're doing them as much as you can. Don't worry, this is about taking up territory. You don't have to be perfect. Again, fuck perfection, right? But you want to, as much as you can, taking up time, taking up territory outside of your head, because you can do compulsions inside of your head and outside of your head. I'll give you an example. Let's say you're in a relationship and there's jealousy coming up. And you grab the phone to check on Instagram to try to fix the feeling of jealousy, to check on Instagram on the partner's story if they're doing appropriate things. You did an outside compulsion because you outside did something with the phone. You did an activity outside. Now, let's say you don't do that anymore. You listen to my videos and you're like, okay, I can have this feeling of jealousy and I go to the gym. Let's say you go to the gym with the feeling of jealousy. If you still spend time in your head, like thoughts come in, oh, is he cheating on you? And you're like, yeah, that's right, is he cheating on me? When is he usually coming home? You're still spending time inside of your head, which is still feeding the pattern, which is still teaching the brain that you're supposed to feel not ready yet, not good enough, insecure, jealous, etc. So you want to make the measure of success to do more valued actions in the week. And you don't want to try to make it perfect. You just want to add up more territory. You just want to continue. Even if you do compulsions, even if you ruminate in your head, check yourself. Oh, okay, I did ruminate. I did the compulsions. That's okay. That's fine. And now, what do I want to spend my time on instead? Spending my time on trying to fix feelings or thoughts. What do I want to grow from my value garden? Do I want to build my business? Do I want to do something to relax myself? Do I want to go to the sauna, to the ice bath? Do I want to go to the gym? Do I want to go dancing? Do I want to do creative expression? Do I want to do painting? Do I want to make Etsys? Do I want to share my Pokemon passion on Instagram? Whatever, you come back to what you want to spend your time on. This is so powerful. You can ask this question so much during the week and it brings you back into the right focus, into the right GPS system. But here's the perfection thing, and this is why this video is so important. If you do compulsions in your head and you say, fuck, I messed everything up. Oh, I'm not good enough. See how I'm falling back into the old patterns? I might as well stop. That's another pattern that the brain loves, because then when you guilt trip yourself and you say, oh, you're so fucked up and you're so stupid, then you use enough hate or enough guilt for you to eventually start over. And it's going to be this whole progress of you doing something for a week, you mess it up, oh, I don't do anything for a month, and then you have enough hate for yourself that, oh, I got to start again. Mark Freeman talks about this. If you always teach the brain that you only change when you hate yourself, you have to hate yourself to change, or you have to have enough guilt or anger to change. This is not a good engine to have. This is a very unhealthy engine to have. And as you see, you have so much periods of time in between where you don't do nothing to progress your life. So instead of saying, oh, I messed everything up, first off, acknowledge, no, you already practiced. So you already added emotional fitness. You already added healthy patterns, healthy actions for your life that is growing your garden. But number two, listen to this analogy. Let's say you say, oh, I want to go to the gym Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. And you go Monday and Wednesday, really hard training. And on Friday, you're so tired and somehow you can't get out of bed. And then you avoid it, you procrastinate, you eat cake. And later on, you get a party, you drink alcohol, you hang over the next day and you wake up and you're like, oh, fuck, I messed everything up. I might as well stop. Did you get stronger? Yes, you did, because you went to the gym Monday and Wednesday. Yeah, Friday, you might have had a little step back. But if you say, okay, I had a little step back, that's fine. It's okay. I still went Monday and Wednesday. And now, when do I want to go again? Okay, I go again Sunday or Monday. Even if you go only twice a week, even if you add it to 3 times, you are adding more strength and health over time. This is why we don't want to make it about fixing yourself. This is something that Mark Freeman is so beautiful. Check him out. He's amazing. We don't want to make it about fixing yourself. We want to make it about adding healthy things. Stop trying to fix yourself. Your brain has an addiction a lot of times to fixing. We need to clean this up. We need to make this clean. We need to make this perfect. We need to be perfect to not get hurt. We need to be perfect. We need to learn everything about social media so we can make our videos and not get judged. Here's another thing, and I wrote this down for you guys because I have this with my clients. My clients ask me this so much, and I get questions about this so much. I need to find my purpose first. I need to find my passion first. I need to have clarity first before I can start. That's the exact same protective mechanism of saying I can only start when the uncertainty is gone, when I have my purpose, so I know I'm not going to make mistakes, so I know I'm not going to make a wrong path. This is not how life works ever. This is never ever how it works. And I'll explain you why. The following is an analogy by Mark Freeman, again, about a national park, and I added things to the story to make things more clear. Imagine you standing in front of a national park. You've never been in the national park, and there's a security guard in front of the national park. And you're like, hey, security guard, I want to go in this national park, but you have to tell me what's the right path for me to go. And there's 12 paths in the national park. And the security guard's like, sorry, I'm just a security guard here. If you want to know what's the best path for you, you have to walk the paths in the national park. And you're like, no, you don't understand, sir. You don't understand. I could take the wrong path. What are you talking about? And the security guard says, I've never been in there. You've never been in there. There's no map. Just go, sir. And you're like, no, I could get judged by people if I go the wrong path. I could be embarrassed. I could hurt myself. This is not, no, so I'm not, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to think now. I'm going to think, what's the right purpose? And I'm going to read some books. And he's like, there's no books about this park, sir. And no, I'm going to read books about other parks, and I'm going to get more clarity, and I'm going to heal my traumas first, and then I'm going to know exactly what path I'm going to go. And for a year, you read all the books outside, you think constantly, you kick dust outside, and you can't find a solution. And after a year, you're like, oh, I have to go inside. So the security guard told you so. Open the door, you go inside, you see the 12th path, and you're like, I don't know what path, and you just choose the path all the way to the right. So you walk the path all the way to the right, and there's a mountain. So you're like, I don't know how to mountain climb. Oh, I guess I need to learn how to mountain climb. Okay, I'll learn along the way. So you learn how to mountain climb, and after a year, you make it all the way by cheetahs and tigers up the mountain. You're like, wow, I learned how to mountain climb. I learned how to avoid the cheetahs and the tigers, and I fed myself, but I found out that I don't really like mountain climbing. So you're like, I have to try a different path. So you go down the path, you look at the second path. Right in the beginning from the path, you see like a dinosaur, a velociraptor, a raptor. You see a cheetah, and you're like, oh, this might not be the path. So you go the third path. On the third path, there's like a little mountain. And you're like, oh, I learned mountain climbing. Okay, let me go on the mountain and let me look what's behind. I want to know what's behind it. So you go over the mountain, there's a boat in a river. And you're like, wow, there's a boat. I jump in a river, you learn how to sail, you learn how to river ride. And you realize you love riding the river. And this is a very abundant river because on each side there's villages, and you go outside and you make friends and you meet relationships and you fall in love and you find more work and you realize, oh, this is my path for right now. The moral of the story is you cannot know what is your path and what do you love to do until you walk the path. I have so many people who are like, oh, I don't know if creating is for me. I don't know if video creating is for me. Try it out. It's the same as a baby saying, I'm not going to make my first step until I know that step is perfect. That baby will never learn how to walk because the baby needs to fall down, finds its balance, learn the skill of walking. It's with everything if you think about it. Since you're a child, when you started playing soccer or a musical instrument, you sucked in the beginning. You had to learn it. You had to find your balance. As adults, because of some trauma patterns in the past, there's fear of judgment, so you think you have to be perfect, so you're not scared of the people of your loved ones or anybody to judge you. So forget about perfection, add healthy actions, and be okay with the uncertainty. Be okay with uncomfortable emotions. Be okay with the thought saying you're not good enough, you're not ready yet, everybody's gonna laugh at you. That's not you, that's the patterns. But you don't want to try to fix them or try to fix the feelings. You want to be, brain, everybody's going to laugh at us, and we're going to do this anyway now. We're going to create on social media anyway, and you do it every day, and substitute whatever your passion is, whatever you want to try out with that. And even if you don't have interests, you try out things, you go in a direction. You going in a direction will show you more things instead of you just stay frozen. The brain just has a wrong map, and you need to show it the right map over time. In the beginning, it's going to be challenging because the little child's going to be screaming. That's okay. Understand that and just take up more territory. You don't have to be perfect. You just want to add more of the valued action. An important tool is to write those things outside of your head because your brain can always trick you. It can always say when you wake up, but is this really our purpose? Should we research more on YouTube? Should we watch more videos or read more books about it? In the first session with my clients, I always tell them, get a whiteboard, a big one on Amazon with an easel that you fall over, put it in front of your bed, and write the actions, like a schedule, the actions that you feel like have the most impact. And then you say, at these times, I'm going to do these things no matter how you feel or the thoughts are. Guess what's happening over time? You build more emotional fitness, and all of these things are becoming easier because the confidence comes after the actions. Mark Freeman says this, the confidence comes after the action. Last tool I give you guys is, again, silent meditation. You sitting down, setting a timer, close your eyes. Any emotions and thoughts come in, you're not talking back to them, you're not reacting to them, you're not trying to fix them, you let them burn. There will be impatience coming up. This is why people don't do silent meditations. They do mostly guided meditations because they don't like to sit with themselves. But when you sit with yourselves, those patterns come up, and then you cannot react to them. Let them burn and focus on your breath. Come back to your breath. That's the same reflection as if outside, when you want to do valued actions, but the brain says we're not ready yet, we're not good enough, you don't feel like it. I give you a feeling of not feeling like it, and like I can have all these feelings and I'll focus mindfully on the valued action. It's the same thing as in the meditation. I can have all those feelings and thoughts and I mindfully focus on the breath. And you take up more territory there, you take up more territory in your life. So the meditation is such a great tool to build more emotional fitness, to build more mental focus. So remember, don't be perfect, make it messy. I'll see you guys next time.